popular show, and I love it when I get to interview the interviewer, and that's pretty special stuff.
I think it's really special, and I think that the success of everything John has been doing, to me, it's another sign of the shift that we are in, and that humanity is awakening to a bigger truth. And so thank you so much, John, for your contribution to awakening on this planet. It's needed now more than ever before. And yeah, I'm just so delighted that we got to have John come and participate and have fun with us on our show. So what we would like to do now is move into a part of the program that we call Miracle Moments. And it's all about celebrating the miracles of others, and it's about connecting together and sending love and compassion to those who are asking for a miracle. I want you to know that the energy of compassion and prayer for others is incredibly powerful. I have experienced it.
Group prayer works, as I've said before, and so does talking to your smart body, called the innate. I'd like to ask Monica to share some miracle moments that have happened to 2 of our Circle of 12 members.
So the first miracle moment happened to Felicia, and she has 2 miracles to report. First miracle, I was talking to my innate, giving instructions, and for the first time, I heard so clearly, more love. So my innate wanted more love. And so here is Felicia's second miracle. Even though innate wanted more love, I felt so dry and not able to create or be more love. I asked my guides, and immediately I started saying, I love you, to my innate, my cells, and my organs. I was sobbing since I was feeling so much more love. I am sending much love to all. And I love that, Felicia, and it really feels like there's a whole theme for this entire evening about telling your body how much you love your body. Thank you, Felicia, for not just sharing your miracle with us, but inspiring us to do the same. Then I want to share another testimonial we had sent into the membership portal of our Healing Wednesday program. Her name is Hanne, and she's from Denmark, and she says, my experience was when Kryon talked about hope, the rainbow, and being one with God. I felt that I was both the creator and little me. I was overwhelmed with tears and love. I felt so much love, and suddenly I could feel hope for the planet. It was like all my lives merged, and I got a lot of glimpses of who I really am. I'm overflowing with love and hope for the planet. I am filled with love for all, and for I am one with everything and everyone. My goodness, those miracles are so inspiring. And the one word that jumps out to me throughout all of that dialogue that I just shared is the word love. Love comes in so many shapes and forms in our own linear mindset. But when Kryon talks about love, it is about the greatest love affair we have as humans. It's the love from the Creator to you. And that somehow you are part of this all-loving, benevolent Creator. And so that's the part that I invite you to connect with right now as we send an amplified wave of that same loving, benevolent energy coming from the Creator to us. And it's simply that many of us are just not aware of it, or we can't fully allow ourselves to receive that love. And there are people who are asking for prayers of help, prayers of request from us to come together and send them our love and energy. So I invite you to close your eyes and just soften your breathing, because in our breath, as we begin to slow our breathing in and out, there is a signal to the cells of our body that we are calm, peaceful, relaxed. We're in a place where we can surrender to that love and benevolent energy coming from the Creator. And as we surrender and our breathing slows, our hearts begin to actually synchronize together. And with this entrainment that we share, we create coherence as a group, and we are able to do things more powerfully with our intent and our energy. And so collectively as a group, I ask in the quantum realm to send love and benevolence to all of those who are requesting a miracle moment. And it could be in the past, present, or future, they have asked this. But in the quantum realm, it's all in the now. It's all in that field of potentials, this now moment. And so it's simply by breathing, connecting with our heart energies, we allow the love and benevolence from the Creator to reach those who've asked for our help. Let us extend that to all those on the planet. We share this planet with our beautiful brothers and sisters of humanity. And in this intention right now, we are sending an amplified wave of love and benevolence directly from the Creator to them. And you are reminded that you too are included. You too are love. You too are part of the Creator. That is who you truly are. And thank you for joining in this wave of love that we send out. And now let us receive not only the love from the Creator, but the loving message from Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. This is the Circle of 12, named for the structure of the universe, not for 12 entities, named for the majesty of the way the universe is put together. Beautiful it is, and you're part of it. Tonight, the Circle of 12 will be slightly different. For those who have joined us so many times, you're aware of what we do. Take you over that bridge, that metaphoric bridge from the known to the unknown, a journey perhaps into your soul, beyond the veil, you might say, to the essence of creation itself, and you were there. And in that place, if you wish to call it that, the place that is multidimensional, we've invited you to meet people, to meet yourself, to meet angels, guides, your higher self. We've gone through so many scenarios in these episodes, in these programs. Almost all of them was self-discovery. You were finding out some things. You were administered to by those who were in an audience while you were in a theater in the round. This has been the theme of the Circle of 12. And now it starts to change slightly with this month. In this particular month, we're going to do something different, and it will be continued for the entire month. It's time that you benefited from something. It's something where you don't have to discover anything. You don't have to think about it. You'll see when we get there. So we're going to go there now. I invite you, like I have each time, to suspend your reality. If you think you could do that just for a moment, create a real scenario that is beyond what your brain thinks is possible. This has been done so many times by the gurus and the meditators. It's not hard, but it may be different for your culture. Suspend belief. Take my hand. We're going across the bridge. Come with me. The bridge you cross is magnificent because it represents you. It can be as big or small, but it's still magnificent. Perhaps it's gilded in gold to represent you, your majesty. You're going to your own home. Through the mist you go, and you come to this, again, area, which is magnificent. I keep using the word, there is no other word. It's splendorous where you are. And it can be anything you want. It's a multi-dimensional representation of what you don't understand. How about that one? And there you are, and we wish to guide you to an area now. Not through a door and not through a portal, but in this magnificent land, this place of splendor and love and safety, you start to realize, I'm home. This is a real home. Is this real or not to you, dear ones? Or is this just words that you're hearing? I invite this to be real. You go to an area now, and I want you to relax. And you can sit in a chair if you wish. You can be on something soft, maybe even a mattress, or maybe on the grass. I want you to get comfortable. I want you to be in that place physically where your body is the most relaxed and is the most comfortable it could possibly be. And then I'm going to ask a favor. Wherever you are right now in 3D, make it quiet. Take this time for a very serious event. Make it quiet. Make yourself quiet. If there's activity around you, make it quiet. If you can't do that right now, then I'm going to ask you to see this replay, which we make available to everyone, and prepare by making it quiet. This is important, as quiet as you can have it. And then you listen to my words. For, dear ones, this is as real as it gets if you want it to be. This is real. But if you're one that cannot step out of your own limited 3D, it may not be. And that's why we take you across the bridge, a metaphor for going from one area to another, where you can experience these things. Some weeks ago, in a conference for more than 500 people, we did this exact exercise. And it was felt. And if you ask some of them if it was real, they'll tell you there was something that happened in that session that day that they won't forget. They know it was real. So why not now, virtually, listen to my voice. Keep it quiet. There is a very thick green mist that is starting to develop all around you. Some would say it comes in like perhaps the clouds that you have seen in a weather front. Instead of happening all at once, it It comes slowly toward you. It's thick. It's thick with love. It's thick with angelic purpose. It's magnificent like you are. It has your name on it. It's something that you have asked for. You prepared for it. It is a healing mist. Beautiful it is, and it comes from all sides. It moves slowly towards you, almost as if asking permission. Can we proceed? Can we be here? Is it okay? And it's doing that because you might call it a miracle mist. A green miracle mist that has to have your permission. It cannot then just be there. Because what it's about to do is imbue itself into every cell of your body and stay there. This green mist is a healing mist. This particular circle of 12, it's going to be different from the other circle of 12s that some of you will receive in the next 3 weeks. But this is the big one. This is the one we wish all of you to participate in it. Be still, really still. Don't move. Don't cough. Try to silence anything that is in the room that would distract you from this moment. Dear ones, this particular mist today is physical healing. There are things happening perhaps in your body that I will say is inappropriate for the magnificence of who you are. This particular green mist is starting to cover you. Oh, this feels wonderful. You might even get chills when you feel this coming in and flowing over you. You'll feel the love. 1,000 hands are on you that are angelic, each one of them touching you, saying, love is here. Welcome home. It's almost like a healing bath that you deserved and you needed, and here it is, and you knew it was coming eventually. We've taken a long time with a circle of 12s to get here. We've taken many episodes. You get to a place where all you have to do is be. Let us do the work. Be. And let us do the work. What is it in your body that you would like to have attention placed? Well, I'll tell you something. You don't have to answer. Because that green mist knows. It talks to the innate. It flows right where it is needed the most. You don't even have to say it. You don't have to speak to your innate. We are doing it for you. Why don't you just be quiet and feel this flow over you? It is such a healing salve, thick with love, pouring, imbuing itself into every cell of your body. And while it is doing that, I want you to affirm you deserve it. You've waited for it. It's on time. It's on purpose, like you are. No mistake on the planet that you are here, dear ones. There seems to be magic that is able to be happening in your life. It isn't magic at all. It's a physics of consciousness of magnificence. It only seems like magic because you haven't had it before. Dear ones, I want you to stay and stay and stay. And then repeat this if you'd like. Stay. Feel the love that's here and the healing that is yours. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service, in love with you all. Come a little closer. And so it is.
because divine timing just knew what I was ready for, another leap in consciousness. As you know, you've met Asil. He works with the Elohim. He channels these divine higher states of consciousness, angels, archangels, etc. And what I found in my work with him was it tapped into my own energetic system, as his channel calls it, this energetic spiritual construct. It tapped into that system in a completely different way for me than the CAP energies. CAP will, I think, always remain my sort of foundational transmission. But going through these courses with Asil and the Elohim and being initiated into being able to transmit this energy has expanded the consciousness in some ways that for me personally, the CAP energies, I don't want to say couldn't get to, but perhaps I hadn't reached yet through CAP. So this in cosmic consciousness is just my term for this, where the CAP transmission is really targeting your energetic template, your Kundalini template, which every human has in their system. The cosmic consciousness transmission is really aimed more at consciousness. So while your energetic system may still be involved, you may still feel energy moving through the body, the transmission itself is really aimed more at taking you into deeper and more expanded states of consciousness. And I think personally the two work extremely well hand in hand. As a level 2 CAP facilitator, I have done extensive training with Bennett, again, the founder of CAP, to work with these non-dual states of consciousness. So that piece is in there too of Bennett's training. But again, I think it blends, at least within my system and what I'm transmitting, they blend because we can't tease apart the Kundalini template, the energy template from the consciousness. They are connected. They are one and the same. And that's really part of this whole awakening process, is that we're targeting the whole human, the mind, the body, the emotions, the energy. And so for me personally, I love that I have these two different transmissions because I feel like they complement each other in a really powerful and positive way.
I love that the CAP targets things in our subconscious and blocks. Like you said before, it goes through and removes blocks we surrender. And sometimes those blocks could be someone who wants to lose weight and they do those sessions and they activates things and removes blocks, and there's so much energy in their system that they start to lose weight. What are some of the other kinds of results that you've seen people who have come and done CAP sessions?
Gosh, I've seen and heard so many things. People who, I personally had been wanting to become like full vegetarian. I was almost there, but couldn't quite get over that last hump. And it just, I just didn't want to eat meat anymore after my first few CAP transmissions. People regularly stop drinking, stop smoking. People find one of the most common things I hear is a deep, deep sense of inner peace. That unshakable space that no matter what is happening externally, there is just a calmness that comes in. People experience deep creative, energetic flow. So maybe they've forgotten about the artistry or the writing or the things they used to do for their creative outlet as a child. And suddenly there's a resurgence of that. I do quite often hear of physical healing. Now, I never approach CAP as a physical healing modality. It's above all else a spiritual awakening modality. But because our body is sort of the outermost level of our energetic and spiritual mechanism, I've had many people tell me, God, you know, this long-term pain I've had in my shoulder, or these digestive issues have cleared up. So it's so abundant because the blockages that we hold, and not just from this lifetime. We're talking about karmic stuff that we bring in with us. This energy begins to open things up in a way that is safe for you and that you're ready for. I mean, I think many people hear the term Kundalini and they've heard the stories of, their nervous system blowing out or whatnot. There's all sort of sensationalized things on the internet, as we know. But I default back to the intelligence of the energy. And you will receive what your nervous system is ready for and what your mind, your subconscious is ready for. And I think this is why people have such deep transformation, is they're stepping into a space where they're ready to receive what they're able to absorb. And that's what the energy brings. And sometimes it's like light bulbs just go off, things that they couldn't quite pull the trigger, or that hump they couldn't quite get over through their own willpower. The energy says it's time, and this is the healing that's going to happen. And the beautiful part is, I don't need to be in control of that. I just let the energy do all the work. I kind of tease sometimes. I say it's like the lazy man spiritual practice, because there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do, exactly. And I would have loved for you to be able to share some of the CAP with our community, but I already knew that we only have 25 minutes or so scheduled with you, and CAP is not something that you can take like an espresso shot of coffee. So I just want to explain that to our viewers as to why we are not allowing you to experience a transmission of CAP, because again, it's not an espresso shot of coffee. There is a little more that is involved with it. So do you want to just share with us why you can't just do a 2-minute transmission of CAP?
Yeah. So for many people, there is a segue in, meaning for most of us, the human mind is very active. The transmissions are generally 50 to 60, 65 minutes. And some people are sensitive to the energy immediately. Some people tell me before the transmission even starts, they're starting to feel things. But for a lot of people, particularly people who are new to the transmission, we lay down, we start the music, and it takes 5, 10, 15 minutes for the mind to begin to quiet down, for the system to begin to open. And I sort of think of it as the energy coming in and laying a foundation. And people will inevitably feel that as the transmission progresses through the hour, things start to elevate, things start to escalate. So while I have done quick snippets in other types of programs before, it isn't ideal because it doesn't really give the majority of people the time that's needed to fully drop in. And on that same note, it's also why I tell people one transmission is great, but generally speaking, 2, 3, 4 transmissions, you're going to start to see the energy really build and begin to open and to start flowing fuller and more readily. And people often tell me, I hear this all the time, that after they've been doing CAP for several times, several transmissions, they really start to see some deeper stuff shifting. So like all of this type of spiritual work, some people will get things immediately. And I think one transmission, you can get a taste. Some people have very, very powerful experiences with only one transmission. But the people who adopt this as part of their regular spiritual practice, whatever that means to you, they tend to see the most powerful results. I mean, I have people who do this every single week, and they've been doing that for months. And then I have people who they come for a while and then they disappear for a while and then they're ready for more. So as is with every spiritual practice, part of what this is bringing you is a deeper connection to your own intuition about what's right for you in your spiritual path.
I would absolutely agree with that, you need to take the time. And again, that's why if you're listening and you're going, oh my gosh, I want a CAP experience, the reason is that you need that full hour to really integrate it. One of the things I love is part of your mission here is to raise the consciousness of humanity. And as you know, things are incredible on the planet. We've got incredible highs and incredible lows. From your connection to consciousness, what kind of messages do you see for the future that's unfolding?
And
for
what other
humanity?
energies are you transmitting as well?
Well, part of my work with a seal Toksal has been this sacred earth work. I didn't have a full understanding of why I moved to Mexico. I just knew I needed to be here. But since landing here, the energy of the land here, I've connected with really powerfully. So it's all connected, of course. Gaia has her own energy. We have the Elohim, these cosmic energies coming in. We have this lineage-based energy that is Cap. It's all feeding into and from the same source. So the place I'm at right now, Lee, to answer your question about, kind of the messages coming through, is a place of trust, a place of deep surrender, that we are so deeply being held and supported by all of these energies. And any of these transmissions, whether it's a channeling like what you do or an energetic transmission like what I'm doing, I think it's all enabling us again to tap in to our own deep intuitive knowing. That's what I feel it has been my biggest challenge really over these last couple of years, but has provided the deepest gift, is tapping into what I know to be the truth, which is my intuition knows and has all the answers, and surrendering that, yeah, there's a lot happening right now. Things are a little intense. I hear this all the time. My students and, people that I work with contacting me, having, a lot of intensity. Take a deep breath and know you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, because it can't be any other way. So this is the message that I tell people all the time. Just keep moving forward. You're doing exactly the right thing.
There are some that would be tuning in now who are just actually starting this path. And they're just starting to awaken to higher consciousness, and some of the words we use and the entities we describe are mysterious. So can you, in a nutshell, explain what you think Elohim is?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've been asking that question since I was first introduced to the Elohim through a seal. I didn't know a lot about this. In fact, I grew up with a Jewish background, so the whole idea of angels and archangels was very foreign to me. Elohim in Judaism was a name for God. So I think we context this idea of source, God, the universe, nature. People have many different names for creator. And I tell people quite often, pick the word that works for you. It doesn't need to be the word of what anyone else is using. To me, the Elohim, they're just the overseers of consciousness. I think in the most simplistic manner, when we talk about consciousness, we're not talking about some external reality. We're really talking about moving deeper into our own internal reality, our own internal experience. So for people who, like you said, are new to some of this terminology, I myself got very hung up in trying to understand it from an intellectual level. And I found one of the best ways for me to move forward on this path was to move a little bit further away from trying to understand it intellectually and more into just feeling. When I sit in on a transmission, when I sit in on a channeling, what do I feel? How do I feel afterwards? What is shifting in my experience? And ultimately, that's what's expanding our consciousness. That's what's enabling us to go deeper into our own experience. So the jargon, the words, it's easy to get caught up in what does all that mean? And I'm very intellectual. I like to understand what all of this is. But I found in my own path, my own journey, that desire for intellectual understanding was also the roadblock sometimes. So I always tell people, just tap into how you feel. If it feels good, you know you're on the right path. If it doesn't feel good, look somewhere else.
Can you contact and do you have transmissions from Gaia, the sentience of Gaia?
I have done a couple of transmissions. I'm continuing to sort of feel into how that works in my own energetic system. On my YouTube channel, I was recently in India, and it was about my 5th trip there, and I spent some time on the Ganga River, and in the Indian lineage, of course, Ma Ganga, the Ganges River, is a divine entity herself. And this trip, I really felt the energy of her. So I have a video, a transmission of that energy that I was really tapped into at the moment. So for me, and again, being here in Mexico, realizing there's something about the land here specifically that I feel very connected to, I'm really still working with those energies and trying to understand. Again, we're going back to that intellectual thing, but also feeling how are these different energies interacting with my own system, and how do they feel different than, say, a consciousness transmission or a CAP transmission. So it's kind of work in progress. I think it's going to be work in progress for probably the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
But it's fun. It's a fun thing to keep exploring, and I'm having a great time doing it, if I'm honest.
Absolutely. I want to encourage everyone to go and look at Barbara's YouTube channel, which she just mentioned. So it's Barbara Blum. And there is a special offer she has put together just for Healing Wednesday members. So you'll see that link to that special offer in the chat. But if you are watching the replay, scroll down below the video, and the special offer, oh my gosh, I want everyone to take advantage of that, because I have experienced the CAP transmission, and it was powerful, and I'm actually going to take advantage of the offer myself, because I want to do more of this doing nothing.
I knew you'd say that.
Yes, but it is. It's doing nothing, but oh my gosh, there is energetic stuff happening. Absolutely. So any final words from you, Barbara?
Well, gosh, I think where I am personally, which I think is very indicative of where we are collectively, is we're on the edge of some really big stuff breaking through. I feel that in my own work. I feel that in the people that I'm working with. I see it in the world around us. And I just want to encourage people to keep stepping forward, keep leaning in to the shadow stuff, the stuff that's a little uncomfortable, and keep tapping into your own inner wisdom. It's hard. It can be very difficult. But if you find people that you resonate, whether it's, people that you find on YouTube, again, channelers, energy healers, whatever it is, we have access to so much right now. Like I said earlier, there's so much support being given to us on a cosmic level. Keep moving forward, because there's some really big stuff breaking through. And we're in this together, and we are doing it. We are doing it. So I'm happy to be part of this process for the collective, because that's why we're all here doing our individual work, is to heal the collective. And it's happening.
We are doing it. Yes, I love it. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Barbara.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, you know what happens next, everyone. We are going to take a 10-minute break and then we'll see you back here for the Circle of 12.